Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Welcome back to my Skyrim Special Edition Let's Play as Sharia, my dark elf vampire. And here we are in Iverstead, about to climb the trillion, billion, million steps up to Hrothgar to speak to the Greybeards, to see if they know of a shout that can defeat Alduin. Because as we learnt from our trip to Skyhaven, at one point in time, people did defeat the World Eater. And they did so with a shout. And as I'm a Dragonborn, who's capable of shouting in the dragon tongue, knowing that shout would be very, very useful and important to me. So, we're going to go and talk to them, see what they're going to have to say about said subject. Now, admittedly, Delphine and her little friend, Esbern, they don't think that the Greybeards are going to be very helpful. Because they don't normally get involved in world affairs and things. They just sit on their mountain praying and shouting. And they're not usually all that helpful. But we'll see. We shall see. Now, changes from the last video. Not a lot's changed because this is pretty much carrying straight on. I haven't actually stopped the recording or paused the recording, so I warn everybody now, there may be some moments in this video where the frame rate nosedives into the ground, and that's because I still haven't restarted my PC. Secondly, I've been thinking, because we're having now to cover such distances, like this quest here, being sent from Skyhaven to here, and the fact that we had to go to Riften to do some stuff, and vice versa, and versa vi. Obviously there's a lot of just trekking across the map now, which, although it's nice and fun, I don't mind travelling across the map. Obviously, getting attacked every few feet on the way by wolves and cats and bears is getting a little bit annoying. So what I'm thinking of doing, and I'm going to ask everybody who watches the videos for their opinion, I'm thinking of implementing a little bit of a rule change. I've said in the past I wasn't going to fast travel, because it's something I don't like doing in Let's Plays of games like this. The games like Skyrim, Fallout, etc. I don't like using the fast travel system. I like everybody to see everything. But at the same time, constantly going over the same old ground, running backwards and forwards on these basic glorified fetch quests, can get a bit tedious. So what I'm thinking of doing is adding the rule that as long as I have my horse and I'm on my horse, I can fast travel. If I've got my horse with me, because of course my followers, with the exception of Inigo, who doesn't have a horse, but Vilja has a horse, wherever she is. So Vilja has a horse. So we can fast travel like that. Obviously, if I don't have the companions with me, I've said in the past I would use my bat travel ability to, you know, fast travel to places, to cities and holds. But obviously I can't do that in their presence because there's no logical explanation as to how they were able to travel with me. But the horses definitely make a, you know, they give me that element of realism to say, yes, we travelled from Riften to Iverstead via horseback, and, you know, the fast travel there is then explained. So that's what I'm thinking of adding, and if people want me to do that, or would like that, it would speed things up, please leave your agreement as a comment. You know, just drop me a quick comment on this video saying, yes, please use your horses as a good explanation for using fast travel. I don't normally use magic travel in games because it's a bit immersion breaking, but I think once you have a horse you can justify travelling large distances, cutting out the need to run everywhere on foot. Oh dear, there's a bear. I'm using my vampiric rain. That was tough.
Oh,
Hey, where you just suddenly come from? You weren't here a minute ago.
so what would you like to do next?
Well, I'd like to know where you've been for the past 10 minutes. Villager, honestly, Villager, come here.
Anything I can do for you?
I don't know.
Shall we continue?
We
I
can.
wonder what this new shout you need to learn does exactly. Maybe it turns dragons into sweet rolls. Devastating and embarrassing.
Yeah. Mind if I ask you something?
Go ahead, ask away.
I can't tell him.
Alright.
Why can't I tell him to ride a horse?
If you need anything else, just ask.
I really like... Sure.
Here are some
Sure.
items I want you to sell. Let's do this. Let's do some inventory management stuff. Because I'm betting I've got a load now. Ravin's bow. Get rid of the iron bolts. Elven crossbow. Might hang on to that. Glass bow. I'm not really going to need a glass bow. Nor am I going to need imperial bows. Akaviri samurai armor, blades armor. I'm not going to need Bosma boots or fur bracers. Fastened shield of the Crusader. Not going to need that neither. Nor that. Nordic Oraculum shield. Nope. Sabrina's wedding ring. Where did I get that from? Spellbinder runic gauntlet. Steel armor. Vanguard plate boots, yeah. Witch plate curia. Oh, I think that's probably about it, to be honest.
Shall
Next
we
time we're in
continue?
town, next time we're in town, you're selling all that stuff. That's not a problem. I don't mind that. Right, your horse, you're in the way. Right. Greybeards! Knock, knock, knock. Here I come. Greybeards to the rescue. Armgear? Armgear. Where are they? Is it you? Yeah, they... Einhalf.
Dovahkiin.
Whoa, every time you talk, you make the ground shake. I tell you what would be funny? Because I'm using the... advanced followers mod, I wonder, before the end of this playthrough, if I should recruit all the greybeards.
Training proceeds well, Dragonborn.
And go running across the world with the greybeards as my army, my minions.
Where did you learn of that? Who have you been talking to?
It was recorded on Alduin's wall.
The Blades, of course. They specialize in meddling in matters they barely understand. Their reckless arrogance knows no bounds. They have always sought to turn the Dragonborn from the path of wisdom. Have you learned nothing from us? Would you simply be a tool in the hands of the Blades to be used for their own purposes?
The Blades just want to defeat Alduin, don't you?
What I want is irrelevant. This shout was used once before, was it not? And here we are again. Have you considered that Alduin was not meant to be defeated? Those who overthrew him in ancient
Well, I don't want him
times
to eat the
only
bloody world
postponed the
either.
day of reckoning.
Do I?
Did not stop it. If the world is meant to end, so be it. Let it end and be reborn.
Or not? So you
No,
won't help me?
Not now. Not until you return to the path of wisdom.
Ooh. That, to me,
Dragonborn.
sounded
Wait.
like an invitation to
Forgive
go
me,
to see the
I
Master
was
Greybeard.
Intemperate. I allowed my emotions to cloud my judgment. Master Einoth reminded me of my duty. The decision whether or not to help you is not mine to make.
So can you teach me this shout? That's all I want, is a shout. You've taught me shouts before. You can do it again.
No, I cannot teach it to you, because I do not know it. It is called Dragon Rend, but its words of power are unknown to us. We do not regret this loss. Dragon Rend holds no place within the way of the voice.
I thought you knew all the words of power.
But not Dragon Rend. The knowledge of that shout was lost in the time before history began. Perhaps only its creators ever knew it, but I am not the one to speak of it to you.
What is so bad about Dragon Rend?
It was created by those who had lived under the unimaginable cruelty of Alduin's dragon cult. Their whole lives were consumed with hatred for dragons, and they poured all their anger and hatred into this shout. When you learn a shout, you take it into your very being. In a sense, you become the shout. In order to learn and use this shout, you will be taking this evil into yourself.
And if the shout is lost, how can I defeat Alduin?
Only Paarthurnax, the master of our order, can answer that question, if he so chooses.
I need to speak to Paarthurnax then.
You weren't ready, you still aren't ready. But, thanks to the Blades, you now have questions that only Paarthurnax can answer.
So why haven't I met Paarthurnax yet?
He lives in seclusion on the very peak of the mountain. He speaks to us only rarely, and never to outsiders. Being allowed to see him is a great privilege.
So, how do I get to the top of the mountain to see him?
Only those whose voice is strong can find the path. We will teach you a shout to open the way to Paarthurnax.
Really? Oh, here we go. We're going outside again, aren't we? And they're going to shout at me and do that weird channeling energy ritual thing and... Ugh. Tell you what. When I'm done killing Alduin, I might come back and kill all you too. Just for the bloody headache you give me. I think that's the plan. I think what we'll do We'll have a... I'll hire you all as minions, and we'll run around and clear out some bandit camps and some dungeons and the such. And then once I've had my fun using you as my own portable army, I'm going to kill you all. How does that sound? I am a vampire after all. I don't know if greybeards taste funny or not, but I guess we'll find out. Hey, how did you get all the way over there so fast? Hey, Wolfgar, one of your mates is already
Are you
out here.
hungry?
Argy.
I could make
Who's
a
he?
meal for you if
How
you
did he...
like.
No. What's the point, villager? I can't eat normal food. I'm a vampire. I can only drink blood. I ought to probably level up as well, actually, thinking about it. What are we gonna raise this time? Have a bit more health. Right, I've got some perks to increase. Although none of them are really that useful. Unhindered. I don't really need that. That's the thing. Don't want silent roll. Lock picking would be useful to me, but unfortunately, tell you what, trying to navigate the thingy here using nothing but a controller is quite hard. Oh, look, fire. Oh, so warm. So warm and nice. In you go.
Lies through this gate. I will show you how to open the way.
Okay.
Look.
We done. Ooh.
Core.
Or the core. You're teaching me all the words of power. Sky, clear skies.
I will grant you my understanding of clear skies. This is your final gift from us, Dragonborn. Use it well.
Wait, you're not going to teach me any more? Helgen! Buddy, pal. You're going to teach me more shouts? Seriously?
Clear skies will blow away the mist, but only for a time. The path to Paarthurnax is perilous, not to be embarked upon lightly. Keep moving, stay focused on your goal, and you will reach the summit.
Okay then. So I've got to go up here now, all by me lonesome. Right, I suppose we'd best equip that new shout then. I like the idea of being able to become ethereal and not be harmed or receive damage. Right, I assume we're going through this gate then.
Look, Bakur!
Right, and off we go. We're going to see Parthenax the wizard. We're off to see the wizard Parthenax.
Look, Bakur!
We're off to see the wizard. Oh, what you got here? Silver ore vein. I'm having some of that. We'll loot some of that on the way up here. So, yeah, villager, in you go. Be on the lookout. Any good loot? On the way up here, we most definitely want. So, any good ore veins?
Look, Bakur!
Oh!
You taste my axe. Uh-oh. Did I scratch your pretty face?
Oh, great. We're going to have to deal with ice wraiths.
Look, Bakur!
As we go up here. Weapons ready then, people. Weapons ready.
I'll smash your head with my axe. You are as
It's an ice wraith.
dead.
Doesn't really have a head, villager.
Leave me my friend alone, bastard!
I'm sure Inigo was wasting arrows. I might tell him that he can't really... Okay, can't mind that then.
Look, Bakur!
Because it's one of them glitch ones. Because it's on the ground, I can't harvest it. Don't know what that causes that. Still haven't been able to pinpoint what causes that.
Look, Bakur!
Basically, if an ore vein is like flush with the ground, you can't auto harvest it. Seems a bit broken. It's nothing to do with my mod. Because my mod works exactly the same in original Skyrim as it does in
You taste
Special
my
Edition.
axe.
So if I go into normal Skyrim, if I load up
I'm
normal
not afraid
Skyrim,
of you. Well, that's that.
I've
Shall we continue?
I can harvest quite fine. It's just Special Edition, it's glitched as hell. Nordic Moonstone. What's that all about?
Look, Bakur! Look, Bakur!
I'm also going to equip my bound sword, I've decided. So that I wouldn't mind getting a few swishes in, a few swings in on ice wraiths. You know what? It's so pretty up here. When you're not being frozen to death. Yeah. We don't really take as much time to stop and check out the scenery, do we? Another vein up here. Silver. Will he mine that? See that? It will mine because it's slightly elevated. I can make some cool things out of silver. Although that can be quite bad being a vampire. Alright. How do the goats survive up here? without a clear sky shout.
Look, Bakur!
Throat of the world. We've discovered it. Oh, it's a dragon!
Drem Yolok, greetings, Wundunik. I am Parthenax. Who are you?
Huh?
What brings you to my Strunmach, my mountain?
Well, I was looking for the leader of the Greybeards. I wasn't expecting you to be a dragon, though. I thought dragons were evil and bad.
I am as my father Akatosh made me, as are you, Dovahkiin. Tell me, why do you come here, Volan? Why do you intrude on my meditation?
Because I need to learn the Dragon Wren shout. Can you teach me?
Drem, patience. There are formalities which must be observed at the first meeting of two of the Dove. By long tradition, the Elder speaks first.
I'd move out of the way if I were you, fellas.
Hear my Thum. Feel it in your bones. Match it if you are Dovahkiin. Go to it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You'll understand fire as the Dove do.
Okay. Now you're going to give me the... Ooh! It's great when they do this, because it saves me having to use Dragon Souls to unlock the words. Suppose you're going to want me to equip it now, aren't you?
Now, show me what you can do. Greet me, not as elf, but as Dova.
Okay. You ready for this?
Yul! Yul!
Ah, yes. Sosedo Vlostmul. The dragon blood runs strong in you. It is long since I had the pleasure of speech with one of my own kind.
Really?
So, you have made your way here to me. No easy task for a jaw, mortal. Even for one of Dovasos, dragon blood. What would you ask of me?
Well, I want to learn the Dragon Wren shout.
I have expected you, Proda.
Is it too much to ask that I have a
All
shout?
this way for Tinvak with an old Dova. No, you seek your weapon against Alduin.
The Greybeards didn't want me to come at all.
Yes, they are very protective of me. Bahlan Fadon.
So basically, the Greybeards are harbouring a dragon.
It cannot be known to me. Your kind, Jor, mortals, created it as a weapon against the Dove, the dragons. Our Hadrime, our minds, cannot even comprehend its concepts.
Okay. So how can I learn it then?
Drem, all in good time. First, a question for you. Why do you want to learn this Thum?
Well, 'cause I like this world. I don't want it to end.
Prusa, As good a reason as any. There are many who feel as you do, although not all. Some would say that all things must end, so that the next can come to pass. Perhaps this world is simply the egg of the next Kalpa? Lean Vokeen? Would you stop the next world from being born?
Look, I didn't come here to debate philosophy with you. I came here to learn a shout.
You have much to learn of the Dove, then. There is nothing else but philosophy to a Dova. It is no accident that we do battle with our Thum, our voices. There is no distinction between debate and combat to a dragon. Tinvak Loskra. For us, it is one and the same. But you have indulged my weakness for speech long enough. Crosis, now I will answer your question.
Good.
Do you know why I live here, at the peak of the Monaven, what you name Throat of the World?
Because I imagine you get some funny looks if you were to just go strolling through the middle of town. You're not exactly inconspicuous. But I assume it's because dragons like mountains. A lot of you seem to live on these mountain tops at these word wall places.
True, but few now remember that this was the very spot where Alduin was defeated by the
Really?
ancient tongues.
Alduin was killed here?
Unslad. Perhaps none but me now remember how he was defeated.
Stabbed with a pointy stick, probably. Using the dragon wrench shout, right?
Yes and no. Viknuzny Karon. Alduin was not truly defeated either. If he was, you would not be here today seeking to defeat him. The Nords of those days used the Dragon Rend shout to cripple Alduin, but this was not enough. Ok Mulag Unslad. It was the Kell, the Elder Scroll. They used it to cast him adrift on the currents of time.
An Elder Scroll? What's that?
How to explain in your tongue? The Dove have words for such things that Jor do not. It is an artifact from outside time. It does not exist, but it has always existed. Rahwalan. They are fragments of creation. The Kele, Elder Scrolls as you name them, they have often been used for prophecy. Yes, your prophecy comes from an Elder Scroll. But this is only a small part of their power. Zofa Sulyek.
So what are you saying then? That the ancient Nords sent Alduin forward into time?
Not intentionally. Some hoped he would be gone forever. Forever lost. Meye. I knew better. Tidbo Amativ. Time flows ever onward. One day, he would surface. Which is why I have lived here. For thousands of mortal years, I have waited. I knew where he would emerge, but not when.
So basically, the Nords basically threw him into the future to a random point on the timeline, which is now, and he's reappeared. They didn't actually kill him. They just transferred him to another point in time when he wouldn't be their problem, but is now my problem. So how exactly is any of this going to help me, Parthenax?
Tid Krent. Time was shattered here because of what the ancient Nords did to Alduin. If you brought that Kell, that Elder Scroll, back here to the Tid Ahran, the Time Wound, with the Elder Scroll that was used to break time, you may be able to cast yourself back to the other end of the break.
I don't want to go back in time.
You could learn Dragonrend.
I already know from experience.
From
That's not a
those
good
who
thing.
created it.
Just ask Marty McFly. So do you know where I can find the Elder Scroll? You know, 'cause so far you haven't been very useful. You don't know the shout. You can't teach me the shout.
Croesus, no. I know little of what has passed below in the long years I have lived here. You are likely better informed than I.
Esben or Angir? Might they have some idea? Perhaps where it's located?
Trust your instincts, Dovahkiin. Your blood will show you the way.
So, you're the master of the Greybeards. So do others come here to train?
I have taught the way of the voice for centuries, and the Thum since long before that. But no, Dovahkiin. Others do not come here to train anymore. Saran, you are the first in over 100 years. I meditate on the Rotmulag.
Exclusive club, then.
The words of power. I counsel in their use. It is enough for me.
You meditate on the words. How?
Knowing a word of power is to take its meaning into yourself. Contemplate the meaning of a Rotmulag. You will become closer to that word as it fills your inner self. Will I teach you, Dovahkiin? What word calls you to deeper understanding? There are 3 to master. Fus, Faim, and Yol.
Well, Fus is part of Unrelenting Shout, isn't it? And that's a very useful power.
It is called force in your tongue. But as you push the world, so does the world push back. Think of the way force may be applied effortlessly. Imagine but a whisper pushing aside all in its path. That is Fus. Let its meaning fill you. Sum Arc Mora. You will push the world harder than it pushes back.
Okay. Force without effort added. So what does the Dragonrend shout actually do?
I cannot tell you in detail. I never heard it used. Kogan. It was the first Thum created solely by mortals. It was said to force a dragon to experience the concept of mortality. A truly von Mindoran. Incomprehensible idea to the immortal Dove.
How could an Elder Scroll cast Alduin through time?
Gormendok, I do not know. Perhaps in the very doing, they erased the knowing of it from time itself. The Dove are children of Akatosh. Thus, we are specially attuned to the flow of time. Perhaps also uniquely vulnerable.
Okay.
I warned them against such a rash action. Even I could not foresee its consequences. Nust Lihorn. They would not listen.
You mean you were there?
Yes. There were a few of us that rebelled against Alduin's Thur, his tyranny. We aided the humans in his overthrow. But they did not trust us. Ni Ov. Their inner councils were kept hidden from us. I was far from here on the day of Alduin's downfall, but all Dove felt the sundering of time itself.
Okay. So what do I do with the Elder Scroll when I find it?
Return it here to the Tid Achran. Then, Kele Vomindok. Nothing is certain with such things. But I believe the scroll's bond with the Tid Achran will allow you a seeing, a vision of the moment of its creation. Then you will feel, know Dragonrend in the power of its first expression.
Okay.
You will see them, Wuthfadon, my friends, Helgen, Gormlaith, Feldir.
So Hakon, Gormlaith and Theldir. Who are they? Who are they?
The first mortals that I taught the Thum, the first tongues, the leaders of the rebellion against Alduin. They were mighty in their day, even to attempt to defeat Alduin. Sahrot Hun, the Nords have had many heroes since, but none greater.
Okay.
Drem Yolok, greetings.
No.
Sum Ark Mora.
Where you going? Oh, you gonna land over there, are you? Oh, that's handy.
Oh.
Because now, what I can do is I can make a good screenshot for the next episode of the series, because this, believe it or not, is going to be the end of this video. It's gone on a long time. I know we haven't had a lot of action in this episode, it's been a lot of talking, but we obviously learnt quite a lot about the, you know, the next part of the journey, finding and searching for this Elder Scroll to learn this all-important shout needed to defeat Alduin. So, be sure to join me again in the next part of the series when we begin our search for this elusive Elder Scroll. For now, thank you everybody for watching. I hope you'll be so kind as to leave your likes and comments on the video below. And be sure again, if you're new to the channel, to hit that subscribe button. It's very important. Very, very important to do that. That way then you'll stay notified and updated whenever I post a video or schedule a live stream. So for everybody who's watched, you've been a great audience. And again, thank you, and be sure to join me for the next part in the series. Goodbye for now.